Hello, everybody, and welcome back to NCAA 2005. We are here towards the middle part of the season looking over a quarterback depth chart. As I mentioned in the last video with Oregon, that we did have a situation that required number 26, the third quarterback on the depth chart, to actually step in and play, and it's because our starter, number 16, has been suspended due to NCAA violations and all that, and his backup, number 7, the junior, who was supposed to start for us, he's been injured, I think for the last couple of weeks. It only says a week on the screen, but I think he's been injured for the last couple of weeks, so number 26 has been the one playing. And that leads us into today's game, our first home game. It's our home opener in the Kiwi Dome in this season. It's kind of a brutal year. We only have 3 or 4 home games, just period, on our schedule. And this is one of them against Louisiana Monroe, who historically is a fairly bad team since joining Division I FBS and changing their name. I think they were Southwestern Louisiana or something like that. But they've since changed their name, and they would even change their mascot name for later on in history. But they're still the Indians at this point in time. So Louisiana Monroe Indians is who we're playing. And just a fun fact I decided to look up, since we don't have any prior seasons to kind of pull from stat-wise and stuff, I just looked up historically, and since joining the Sun Belt a few seasons ago, Louisiana Monroe is one of the few teams that Idaho has actually played well against. They beat them 2 out of the 3 matchups that they've had, so we're looking to make it 3 today. But Louisiana Monroe, now their offense here, their quarterback's pretty shifty. He can move quite a bit in the pocket, and he finds an open receiver downfield to get Louisiana Monroe past midfield and into Vandal territory. So already offensively, Louisiana Monroe has moved the ball a good chunk of the field, and we're going to get another look at this one as their quarterback extended that play here, finds some open room here, and there was a lot of Vandal defenders, but no one was able to corral that receiver. So like I just was saying, their quarterback is shifty here, and he's going to try and pick up a first down with his legs, and I think he got pretty darn close, unless he did it. And I just didn't see where the sticks were, so he's marked short. So 3rd and inches now. Louisiana Monroe is going to go for the handoff to number 14, the running back. He's going to break a tackle and then finally get brought down, but not before picking up the first down for the Indians. And this drive will continue for their offense. So their quarterback and running back tandem is kind of a 1-2 punch. We're going to see that running back again, but he's going to fumble the football, and the Vandals are going to fall on top of it. So I was just giving praise to the backfield here of Louisiana Monroe, and then they make a huge mistake like that. And man, the Kiwi Dome is completely empty. There's nobody here. It's going to take a while to put some fans in these seats here, in these bleachers, but for right now, the Kiwi Dome is empty. I don't know if it was ever like that historically. I mean, I saw some empty games this season because of Idaho's struggles with injury and stuff, but normally it's a pretty full place from what I've seen. So, but either way, we're going to try and get all these fans jumping as much as possible as we get a humongous completion here. I believe it's to number 14, the receiver, one of our top receivers, of course, on the chart. One of the best offensive players we have, period, on our depth chart. It was a huge completion from number 26. Able to, kind of a quick one here, a quick decision here, and behind a few Louisiana Monroe defenders. They had him covered, but we're just all kind of treading behind him. So from about the 20 now, number 26 lasers it out to that side of the field again, and it's caught again and brought out of bounds at about the 2 or 3 yard line. So in just a few plays here, we are already and looking to turn a Louisiana Monroe turnover into points. So on a 3rd and goal, the Indian defense is really fighting hard here. We're going to go the other way with a handoff, and I think maybe if he cut directly upfield and just ran north and south, he probably could have gotten the end zone, but trying to get to that outside edge, and it's not going to work, so we're going to bring out our All-American kicker for this chip shot, and he nails it through. So we're going to take a 3-0 lead over Louisiana Monroe here. 9-play, 81-yard drive, man. So we went the whole length of the field. Couldn't cap that one off with some points here, but Louisiana Monroe now moving towards midfield again on a 3rd and short, and they're going to pick up the much needed first down to get inside the 40 and get brought down at about the 36 or 37 of Idaho. So Louisiana Monroe once again in our territory, operating freely. So the quarterback's going to roll out now. Plenty of time to throw here, plenty of coverage. Takes all day, and he finds an open man kind of in that zone. It was a nice little hole in that pocket there. There was a few Vandal defenders, but he just drops that one right in the bucket, and Louisiana Monroe will continue. But after some negative plays, it's a 3rd and 15. The quarterback finds an open man, but he cannot, his hands, I guess, are on the bench. He didn't have his hands with him on the field. And look at those stats for the quarterback. Those actually aren't terrible stats, considering how bad Louisiana Monroe is, just period. Those are not bad stats for their quarterback. Over 1,000 yards, 9 touchdowns, and 1 pick. That's not terrible, but Their kicker is all that really matters right now, as he's able to nail home this field goal and match our earlier field goal. So 3-3 is going to be the score after 1 quarter of play, and we are firmly in this game here. We just went through quite a battle here with Oregon, so who knows, maybe we got a little bit of juice here in our first home game. And of course, as I say that, number 14, Louisiana Monroe's running back finds some open space in the middle of the field, and he is getting busy and operating and getting the Indians inside Vandal territory. So look at that, dude, just a humongous gaping hole in the middle of the line of scrimmage that allowed number 14 just kind of get through there. So a quick release here for the quarterback, I believe, again, or no, I thought it was to number 14, but I think it was just to another receiver. It's kind of a quick receiver screen. He cuts upfield and picks up another first down. So on a third down, though, they're going to go with a direct snap to the running back, and he's going to pick up a first down and a few more yards. So a lot of positive plays here for Louisiana Monroe. Even though we forced the third downs, they're still moving the ball relatively easily. So with goal to go, they're going to hand it off to number 14, and he is going to get into the end zone, and it is a touchdown for the Indians. So Louisiana Monroe here has been really moving efficiently on offense. They just have not really been able to capitalize on their opportunities. They already have a fumble in our own end, and then they just had settled for a field goal, so they finally get the touchdown. So, but Idaho trying to answer back here. Number 26 fires a deep shot. That one is batted in the air, and there's nothing but Louisiana Monroe players in the vicinity able to catch that one off of the deflection from the receiver. So just kind of an unfortunate bounce here for number 26. I mean, it was a bad throw because that receiver really wasn't open, but still just very unfortunate. When you get your hands on it, you're expected to come down with it, but that was quite the contested catch for him to try and make, so I don't think I'm really going to give him too much hell for that one there. It's just a very unfortunate series of events here. So Louisiana Monroe here going to set up on offense with a prime opportunity as number 14 is getting busy once again, tries to spin into some open space, but he cannot do it, but it doesn't matter because he's got the first down for the Indians, and the drive will continue. So a 3rd and goal. The Vandals defense is holding firm. They're going to hand it off again to 14, and he's going to find just enough open space to get into the end zone turf, and Louisiana Monroe is going to add another touchdown to their tally. So pending the extra point, 17-3 is going to be your score. So remember, this one was 3-3 heading into the second quarter, and now with under a minute and a half left to work, Louisiana Monroe looking to add on to that lead, and it's another humongous pickup on offense as we're going to get inside the 30. And our defense really just cannot seem to just hold. It's a lot of bend and breaking. There's not a lot of bend and don't break. It's just straight up breaking. So with the fake handoff, it looks like an RPO perhaps, and their quarterback with a very awkward kind of jump throw down the middle of the field, and it is a perfectly placed ball and a touchdown for Louisiana Monroe. Look at that, man. I mean, just played so perfectly. And our safety was lost. Did he, overcorrected? Look at this. Yeah, look at that. I don't even know what he was trying to do. I mean, obviously make a play on the ball, but you were 2 seconds too late to that, buddy. That wasn't even a quick receiver. So quickly this game becomes 24-3, and on another deflected ball, it's going to be another interception for the Indians. They're going to capitalize on another deflected pass from our quarterback. And these are just unfortunate turnovers that we're taking here, but we are unable to force Louisiana Monroe to punt the ball back to us, and so we're going to try and answer back with some points of our own, and it is a huge pickup here. Number 3 is off to the races, but of course on this team there's not nearly enough speed to get away from some actual FBS talent. So I know it might be a little bit a stretch to call Louisiana Monroe FBS talent, but they certainly are somewhat more than we are, even if just a little bit, they certainly are. So we're going to try and get up to the line of scrimmage here as there's 8 seconds left to go, see if we can maybe spike it and kick a field goal, or maybe run one more play to the end zone. And we're going to run a play here. So 26 is looking towards the end zone with 5 seconds left to go, and it is caught, and somehow a foot gets down in bounds. I'm not entirely sure if I agree with that, but they're going to say that he was in bounds, so we're absolutely going to take it, man. When we're down by 21 points, we need to get back into the game any way we can. And this play is certainly going to help us. So, and yeah, take one more look. Yeah, I don't know if a foot got down, man. I don't know, but we're going to take it. So 10-24 is going to be the score here after one half of play here. Remember, this game is 3-3. Just remember that. This game is 3-3. So we're going to go with a quick receiver screen here, and that ball, they're going to say it's a catch and fumble. I don't know about that. I don't know if that was necessarily a football move, but again, man, this is 2004, 2005 season. That's not the rules. So they're going to roll it a fumble, and Louisiana Monroe is going to be set up perfectly in our end, and number 14 continues to get busy, and he's going to get brought down after a nice pickup, but so whoever brought him down grabbed a little bit too much face mask, and so that's going to be another 5 yards tacked onto that play, and that will get Louisiana Monroe inside the 5 and a fresh set of downs on top of that. So very, very unfortunate break here for the Vandal defense, but that's why you don't break the rules. That's why you play by the rules. And on a couple plays later here on 2nd and goal, Number 15 finds an open man all alone in the end zone. Idaho was just, I don't know. I think we just committed to the run here. We thought that they were just going to stuff it up the middle. Look at our linebackers. We had 2 linebackers not even moving when the ball was snapped. I don't know. So 31-10 is now your score here. And again, another deep shot. Just huge chunk plays for Louisiana Monroe, man. They just, I don't know. If they were a poverty program, you wouldn't get it from this game because they have really figured things out here in like the second, third quarter of this game. So, but on a 3rd and 10, our defense finally trying to make another stop here, or a stop, just period if we can, all day to throw, and that ball is incomplete. The receiver was unable to haul it in. I think that 83's already got a touchdown in the game, but he could not bring this one in to extend that drive for Louisiana Monroe. So bring out number 50, their kicker, for another shot at a field goal. This one a little bit longer, but he is just as good. We are inside a dome. The weather of Idaho does not matter. So 34-10 is your score, and nothing else would happen, guys. Nothing else would happen in the game. The entire fourth quarter, not any points would be scored. There were probably some turnovers or big plays and stuff, but no points would be added, so I didn't feel the need to even show it. I mean, 34-10 is the score that would hold. Neither team would just do anything, so we're going to suffer a pretty huge home loss here in the Tom Lynch era. The first home game in our new era ends in a blowout in favor of Louisiana Monroe, and this is also a conference game, so yeah, kind of a brutal one to lose in this way, in this fashion. So we're still hunting for that first conference win, if at all possible. We did eventually end up kind of comping some of the yardage and production that Louisiana Monroe had, I guess, in that fourth quarter, getting 300 yards. But, I mean, it really just, really just kind of garbage time stuff. There wasn't really a lot that we did. Louisiana Monroe ventured into the red zone 9 times. 9 times. And they didn't even score on a lot of it. I mean, half the time they scored in those 9 trips, and that was enough to get them a 24-point victory. So really, really bad defensive stuff here, guys. Really bad, just really bad answer on offense. 16 for 40, 217 yards, and the 2 unfortunate picks. We just need an answer at quarterback, man. I feel like if we had a halfway competent quarterback, like in the mid-70s, this team would literally be like light years better than they are right now. It's the fact that we literally do not have like an actual stable quarterback that's really kind of making things difficult. I'm not holding out a ton of hope that number 16 will develop into that, I'm not holding on hope to that, but that's kind of what we need, because I don't even know if we'll be able to recruit one. So coming out of that, we dropped the next 2 games to Louisiana Lafayette and Middle Tennessee State, all of those conference games. So we fall to 1-7 and are still winless in conference. And the next game is going to be a toilet bowl for the ages. 119 versus 118. The 2 worst teams in all of FBS, Troy State and Idaho, facing off and clashing in Troy, Alabama. So we still don't have any numbers or any stats here that are ranked 119th, but we are the worst team in FBS according to the rankings. So hope to see you guys when we take on Troy State.